All right, week 2, day 5. The quality this week has been commitment. And I almost feel like I need to apologize every day because this is the toughest quality, in my opinion, that there is. But you can't find one of those 300 greatest leaders in the world that didn't have it. And I mean to the nth degree. Abraham Lincoln had one purpose in his life. And his purpose, if you read everything about Abraham Lincoln, was to leave a legacy and make the world a better place when he died. Pretty good purpose. You think he was committed? He was committed to keeping the United States together. At the close of the war, several times the Confederacy said, okay, we'll negotiate, we'll quit, and we'll remain a country to ourselves, and you guys remain a country to yourself. And had that happened, and Abraham Lincoln could have taken the easy way out. There was a lot of so-called politicians, just like they are today, that would have voted for it. And Lincoln said, no, we're one country. We're going to preserve the Union. That was a commitment. I mean, that was against a lot of things that people didn't want to do. And he continued the war. And it is the reason that we are one country today. Had he not been committed to preserving the Union, today you would have probably 7 countries occupying the United States geographically. Commitment. Martin Luther King, Nelson Mandela, Helen Keller, Susan B. Anthony. You look at all these people. The commitment. Obviously, Jesus Christ. Commitment? Yeah, the perfect example. This is Friday. So on Friday, what are we going to do? We're going to look at those days and we're going to see how we did on commitment this week. Now, let me tell you this, and make sure you understand this. Don't beat yourself up. If you got 5 minuses, it's okay. It's okay. As long as on every minus you write why you didn't do it and what can you do differently to do it. That's called a growth plan. And we're going to get better at being committed. If you had 4 minuses and 1 plus, that's great. If you got 5 pluses, you are a hero. That is the number one thing. And that's what you want to do. You want to get to a point that each week these qualities get a little bit better. The first quality we did was purpose-driven. Did you get all pluses? I don't know. The second one is committed. Now with committed, with that goal that you wrote, you had to write a plan. You had to have a way to make it work, and you get it down to it. Day 5 is the toughest day. That's the evaluation day. And we look back and we looked at the 10,000 hours, and we looked at the guy that burned the ships, and we said, we got to burn our ships. And we look at the widow's mite, which is the pushing it all in, being committed. If it's marriage and you're going to make it a good marriage, you know what your commitment is? You're the pig. You got to give up you for her. You got to give up you for him. They become more important than me. If you're on a football team and you want to win, you got to give up me for we. That's commitment. We are more important than me. And all of those things is what commitment is. You make a commitment and you stay with it. Now you look back at your goals and you look at each one of them, and if you did it, you give yourself a plus. If you didn't do it, you give yourself a minus. What's tough about Friday? Game day. Game day. On Friday, people used to always come to see me and they'd say, hey, Coach, I hate to bother you on Friday. I'd say, hey, by Friday, I'm fine. Monday's the day you don't want to come see me because I'm not real sure on Monday if we can win the game. I'm not sure about everything on Monday. Tuesday, I'm a little closer. Come Friday, I have no fear whatsoever. I'm the most relaxed guy in the state because I have no doubt we're going to win this game because of what we've done on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. You see, the preamble or the prerequisite for confidence is preparation. And if you've prepared, the guy that's going to run that 5K, he got him an app that says, Couch to 5K. And he's done that. For those 35 days, he's done everything it said to do. I mean, he has not missed a day. So he got 35 pluses up there. When he lines up on that starting line to run that 5K, how do you think he's going to feel? I got it. I got you. No doubt about it. If you've been out there all week long and you're dealing with a bunch of committed teammates and you've watched them go all in, you've watched them burn the ship, you've watched them turn their back on social media, you've watched them be more me than we, more we than me, how confident you going to be on Friday night? Everything's the same. You got to be committed, and your example of being committed gets the others committed. Developingcharacter.org, page 24. And don't forget, please don't forget, the commitment in this curriculum is writing answers to questions, because at the base of your brain is the reticular activating sensors that if you don't write it down, if all you do is listen, you're going to remember 2%. If you write the answers, you're going to remember 60 to 80%, which means you're going to develop that quality 60 to 80%. If you write the answers and then you take the time to discuss those answers with your mom, your dad, your brother, your sister, your teammates, your coach, or anybody else, you're going from 80 to 100%. That means if this week you listen to the stories on commitment, and the second thing, you wrote the answers to each one of those questions we talked about, and you evaluated yourself honestly, and you sit down and you discuss this with somebody, anybody, it doesn't matter who it is, then you're 80 to 100% of commitment, you're going to get there. If all you do is listen to this, 2%. Not really anything to talk about, is there? Been a great week. See you next week.